This is a nightmare, and I can't wake up.
Now it's 6, 2 days after 3 teenagers were hit and killed while walking on the northwest side. We speak to the parents of 2 of the victims for the first time. What they say needs to happen now. 2 years ago, a shooting at Noblesville West Middle School changed many lives. How that incident is still impacting people in Hamilton County today.
Voters will soon have to decide yay or nay when it comes to paying more in property taxes. I'm Kara Kenny. We're talking to both sides of the issue here in Washington Township.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Good evening to you at 6 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. Amanda Starantino has the night off. For the first time, we hear from relatives 2 days after a tragic collision killed 3 teenagers early Saturday morning. They were walking at the time on the city's northwest side. RTV6's Troy Washington listened to their parents explain what needs to happen now so this kind of tragedy doesn't happen again.
2 mothers clinging to each other, brought closer by tragedy, and a vow to make sure no one else has to feel their pain.
They took these babies' lives. They didn't deserve this.
According to IMPD, 15-year-old Kiera Brown, 13-year-old Tajiana Velez, and another teenage boy were walking here at 38th and Kessler around 1 in the morning on Saturday when a collision happened. Drivers lost control and hit the trio.
I would never thought in a million years that my baby would be taken away from me. This is a nightmare, and I can't wake up.
The hurt is still fresh, but these mothers are already looking towards making sure sidewalks make their way here.
It's not safe. These babies were just walking, minding their business, having fun like teenagers do.
Sooner or later, it turn in your favor.
Music filled the air on Memorial Day morning, just feet from where the young people lost their lives.
And in memory of God's angels, Tajiana, Kiera, and David, you may now release your balloons. Earth's loss is heaven's gain.
As balloons floated away in memory of all 3 victims, there's hope this will be the last time dozens will have to gather to say goodbye because lives have been lost here. Working for you on the northwest side, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Indianapolis City County Councilor Monroe Gray Jr. was at the vigil to echo the call of making the area safer. Police have not yet identified the 3rd victim.
And I still feel it. It's still the shock and the terror is still very palpable.
2 years ago, our community was changed forever when a 13-year-old shot his teacher and classmate at Noblesville West Middle School. Ella Whistler and Jason Seaman both survived. Jason Seaman, the teacher, stopped the shooter from hurting anyone else. That day was chaotic and hard for everyone. Out of respect for the community, we won't be showing any video of kids coming out of the school with their hands up. Our TV6's Cornelius Hawker spoke with a mother who had 2 kids in the school during the shooting. She says even though it's been 2 years, the emotions from that day are still raw.
He was huffing and I couldn't understand him. Lots of noise, and he says, "Mom, there's a school shooter."
Alexa Griffith's frantic phone conversation with her oldest son, Ian, about the school shooting on the morning of May 25th, 2018 is something she'll never forget.
And he's saying these things through huffs and puffs and crying, and I can hear the kids in the background, and it dawned on me, this is real. This is real.
She raced to the school as quickly as possible, trying to call her husband and not knowing if her youngest son, Jack, was okay. She soon got a call from his teacher.
She was with my son in an ambulance on the way to the hospital. He had fallen. They barricaded the doors, and he had fallen off the barricade and sprained his ankle.
Alexa was able to get her oldest son sooner than other parents because of her situation. Another kid in the hospital. Once they were all together, then began the process of trying to work through the trauma of this horrific event.
We were all just shocked that this had happened.
Calls for legislators to change Indiana's gun laws followed right after the shooting from groups like Moms Demand Action.
Unfortunately, it hit us really close to home just a week ago today with a shooting in Noblesville. One of our state leads, a Moms Demand member, had her 2 sons at that school.
However, those protests and rallies turned into a political fight, resulting in no significant law changes.
there was a lot of meshing of people. If you want to have safer gun laws, then that somehow means that you're against guns. Absolutely not. I support your right to bear arms. I support the Second Amendment. And I still believe that we should have common sense gun legislation.
Security was increased at the Noblesville schools and many others, something Alexa says she's thankful for, even though no gun laws were changed.
I am so pleased and happy and proud of that, of those movements that the schools, individual school systems have been able to come up with on their own. However, we also need to focus on the barrier to the building. We need to focus on before the child brings firearms into the building.
Going on the advice of their experts, Noblesville schools decided to not hold any type of memorial marking the first year that had passed since the shooting. It's something that surprised many people.
It was quite disappointing. A lot of the students wanted to put together an activity to honor the anniversary and to honor the experience, the lingering effects of the school shooting.
At the 2-year mark, Alexa wants to remind the community about the painful lessons she and other parents learned in Noblesville.
Nobody thinks it's going to happen to them until it happens to them. And so I say to the community, why risk it? Do what you know is best for your community before you have to risk having an incident, having a school shooting where somebody could be injured or many people can be killed.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
And we reached out to the Noblesville School District to see if they had a comment. They haven't gotten back to us yet. We also reached out to Ella Whistler's family and Jason Seaman, but we have not heard back. The shooter was not charged as an adult. He will be in a juvenile detention facility until he's 18. Well, it all depends on where you are. Many places have sunshine right now. Some have rain and storms, but for everyone, it is warm and humid. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. Good evening, Kevin.
And Mark, just a few spots actually hit 90 today. Lafayette and Muncie, 2 of those. Indianapolis, 88 for the high temperature. Will be much cooler to end the work week, so keep that in mind. Humidity everywhere this evening, and that's one of the building blocks for the isolated thunderstorms that we have now. Also the reason for heavy downpours. If it rains, it pours. Thunderstorms will fade after 9 o'clock this evening. First, let's head up into Grant County, headed toward Marion. You've had some torrential rain move through. Now on the east side, that will continue to drift to the north and east and out of Grant County and the RTV6 viewing area. Between Lafayette and Monticello, this area of thunderstorms drifting to the north, maybe some 30-mile-per-hour winds and pea-size hail. Temperatures have definitely been impacted. Lafayette hit 90, so they're down 7 degrees. It's 82 in Peru. The menu is set for the rest of the evening with the humidity hanging out in the area. Our temperatures, 86 in the next hour. Then we'll be down into the low 80s as we eliminate any of these scattered thunderstorms by 10 and 11 o'clock tonight. We'll talk about other changes ahead coming up.
Well, the number of new COVID-19 cases and deaths is much lower today, but the reason why is unclear. Today, the Indiana State Department of Health reports 8 new COVID-19 deaths, which is 4 fewer than yesterday. So far, 1,832 Hoosiers have died from the coronavirus. The state also confirms 354 new cases of the virus. That's fewer new cases than yesterday. Since the pandemic began, 31,715 people in Indiana have been diagnosed with COVID-19, and more than 226,000 people have been tested for the virus, and 14% of them tested positive for COVID-19. It's not clear if the lower coronavirus numbers can be attributed to a downward trend or a lag in reporting during the holiday weekend. The state also says nearly 41% of its intensive care unit beds are still available. About 14% of all ICU beds are being used by COVID-19 patients. Non-COVID-19 patients are occupying about 45% of the ICU beds. Plus, about 82% of the state's ventilators are available. RTV6 is committed to connecting you to job opportunities through our Hiring Hoosiers initiative. And one of those ways is with the Hiring Hoosiers job feed. A Hiring Hoosiers partner, Chewy.com, which is a pet products company, is now hiring. They have a variety of positions open at their Clayton, Indiana fulfillment center. That's in Hendricks County. Just visit chewy.com/jobs. Another Hiring Hoosiers partner, Spherion, has several open positions posted on its website that includes a shipping clerk and a forklift operator in Lebanon. Also, there's a warehouse position and forklift operator spots open in Plainfield. Just visit Spherion.com and search Indiana jobs. Ellis Mechanical and Electrical is a commercial HVAC company in Indianapolis looking for plumbers, pipe fitters, sheet metal installers, and electricians. Dr. Tavel wants to hire experienced opticians. The company says that you can expect a career environment focused on patient care and a commitment to the communities you serve. For a list of additional job opportunities, what careers are taking off, and what education is available for you to get the job of your dreams, just go to hiringhoosiers.com. A week from tomorrow, on June 2nd, voters will have to decide whether to agree to more taxes in Marion County's Washington Township. Washington Township Schools says the money is necessary to improve student safety, improve teacher pay, and protect property values. But some say it is the wrong time to raise taxes. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny is digging into what this means for you.
Signs like this one are popping up all over Washington Township about the upcoming referendum. The district is asking the average homeowner to pay an extra $32 a month in taxes. Washington Township will have 2 questions on the ballot: an operating referendum, $16 million a year for 8 years. It would fund existing and new positions like school police officers, bus drivers, teachers, and athletic staff, and would also include $1.5 million to boost teacher pay. The second question, a $285 million construction referendum. The money would in part be used for improving and renovating athletic facilities, expanding student learning spaces, replacing HVAC and electrical systems, and improving access for those with disabilities. The construction referendum would include a new gym honoring Paul Logan, the North Central athletic director who died from coronavirus in April. We talked with teacher and coach Anthony Dean, who supports the increase, as well as a resident who says it's the wrong time.
There's a need for upgrades in our buildings. We have to provide safety for our students. We have to provide technology for our students to use. We have to keep our teachers on staff. We have to provide support staff for our students as well. All of those will be impacted if this referendum doesn't pass.
It's a terrible time to plan to spend $285 million on buildings when you don't know if you're going to have to switch to distance learning in the near future. How can they even plan on that when we don't know what's going on in the coming school year, let alone in 10 years?
If both are approved, the average Washington Township homeowner with a $180,000 home would pay an extra $32 a month in property taxes. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
If you want to see how the referendum would impact you, you can go to the referendum calculator in this story on the RTV6 app and at the IndyChannel.com. A race expected to generate a lot of attention in northern Marion County and Carmel is the 5th District congressional race. Republican Susan Brooks is not running for re-election, so it's an open seat with 20 candidates trying to get it. There are 5 Democrats and 15 Republicans in the running. We've compiled profiles of all the candidates who responded to us for information on our homepage at the IndyChannel.com. We asked them the same 5 questions so you can learn more about each candidate before you cast your ballot. Here are the key dates that you need to know for Indiana's primary election. In-person early voting starts tomorrow and goes through June 1st. If you applied for and received an absentee ballot, the county clerk must receive your completed ballot by noon on June 2nd. And again, the primary election is June 2nd. It is Memorial Day, a day that we remember veterans who gave their life to protect us and our freedoms. Crown Hill Cemetery has a long tradition of holding a Memorial Day ceremony, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic, they couldn't hold an in-person ceremony, so they posted a special video. Crown Hill has honored America's fallen soldiers for 152 years. And when our photojournalist was out at Crown Hill Cemetery today, he found a Navy vet doing this, planting American flags at the graves of many fallen veterans. It turns out on this Memorial Day, this man brought 144 of his own American flags to honor those who died while protecting our country. So many we salute who have made that ultimate sacrifice. We thank you. Coffee Coffee, cider, and community. One building serving many purposes on Indy's east side, and they're going well beyond excellent espresso. You'll see how their connections are adding up to a great cause. Kevin.
And if you're in West Lafayette, you already know this. Torrential rainfall, Sagamore Parkway going up State Road 43 to the north between Lafayette and Brookston. More on other thunderstorms and a pattern change later in the week coming up.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
And we'll go on a radar tour here in just a second. Hopefully you've had a relaxing day with family. I want to show you this, a giant hosta. This is just outside our front door here in Avon. It may work its way into the house, so at some point this could be in the home studio. Everything is growing great because of the warm temperatures and all of that moisture. I know some of the farmers having trouble getting in the fields to get things planted. We do need a prolonged dry stretch. We'll finally see at least several days in a row when we get late week through the weekend. Chance of rain tomorrow, 30%. Then notice Wednesday, Thursday, early Friday, sky high because a cold front will spark the thunderstorms. It will also eventually deliver much more comfortable air. Right now, we'll call it humid, kind of at the top of the scale as far as humidity levels are concerned. Temperatures next 3 days, they'll stay 80 or above, but the cloud cover and thunderstorms, more numerous, will keep temperatures down a bit from where we've been today. We hit 88 officially in Indianapolis. Okay, there's a look at the radar. We're not overwhelmed with thunderstorms, certainly. Let's go to the north, Grant County, where it's raining. It's really coming down. That's been moving to the east between Marion and Hartford City. What happens is individual thunderstorms fade away, but that cool air that moves out ahead of it builds the next. So that will cross I-69 there. And you're getting torrential rain, battleground to Lafayette. That goes up towards Brookston. Lake Schaefer, Lake Freeman will be on the edge of that area of rain as well. Plan for tomorrow, 82 by noon. Dry in the morning. Our chance for thunderstorms will increase in the afternoon hours tomorrow. Take this from 1 to 7, just very isolated thunderstorms. 7 to 11, and we'll have more in the way of thunderstorm coverage. And then as we get into Wednesday, fairly widespread thunderstorms, and they may happen just about any time. That would be true of Thursday as well once the cold front gets close enough. But there's your coverage of thunderstorms during the day on Wednesday. Temperatures do change noticeably on Friday. That 7-day planner much more comfortable as we get to the weekend because temperatures down, humidity is down, and these overnight lows will get back into the 50s. Can actually open the window and enjoy that, and that comes with sunshine. I'll be back in a bit.
Double bonus there. All right, we'll see you soon, Kevin. There are many historic buildings all over the city that are the focal point of their neighborhoods. And on the Near East Side, one coffee shop has become so much more to people that live nearby. Our Brad Brown has more tonight.
There are hundreds of places to get a cup of coffee in Indianapolis, but few have the charm and history of the Needhammer building on the city's Near East Side.
People come in, they come with their masks, they come in, but they want the coffee, they want friendship, they want some normalcy. It's the way life is right now, and so we put on a good face, we talk to people, and we try to be encouraging.
The building itself dates back well over a century. The owners have maintained many of those elements with the coffee shop, neighboring Ash and Elm Cider Company, and the upstairs event space that overlooks the city.
We love it when people come in here, and some of the things we've heard are, it feels like home. We love it when people say that. We tell our couples that we want them to feel like their family put on their wedding. So same environment, absolutely welcome, full of hospitality and care.
A carefully crafted coffee menu features daily and weekly specials. And the crepes coming off the griddle are just as well assembled.
Kind of create a small economy where you could do a lot of life here. And that's our mission. That's what we turn the lights on to do, and that's what we love to do.
The Needhammer Group have also put together Indy's Table, helping feed families in need. Working with their catering partners and Westminster Neighborhood Services, they've raised more than $17,000 and delivered 2,000 meals this month alone.
Well, it starts with the heart already for our community that we want to make a difference and see the people around us thrive. And knowing that this is going to be a hard time in this area of the city, thought of a way that we could give back.
So it's much more than just a place to get a cup of coffee. This has become a central part of an up-and-coming area of the Circle City.
I think it's existed because people with a passion for it, and that we're not just coming in, punching a clock, collecting a check. We're coming in because we're driven by mission. I think that passion transfers to our clients and our customers as well.
Working for you on the Near East Side, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Needhammer is open 7 days a week for carry-out coffee and crepes, 10 to 2 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 2 on Sundays. You can order ahead online, and for information on making a donation to Indy's Table, you can visit their Facebook page for the link.
I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute, continuing this campaign of honoring graduating spring sport athletes. We head to Beech Grove and a senior salute to Josh Fryer, a three-sport athlete looking to wrap up his shot put and discus events. Already a school record holder, he was eyeing another shot at state. Already a member of BG's sectional champs in basketball, the 6'6" offensive lineman. He's also a high school All-American, set to play football at Ohio State in the fall. Good luck with the Bucks. Josh will be watching. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
Beautiful jewelry.
It's time for the RTV6 photo of the day, and when you look at this, Weston Shirley took this photo of a baby bird in its nest. Look at that. Looks like he or she is waiting for mama bird to get back with some grub there, a little hungry. It is remarkable that he was able to get this close, right? Hopefully, mom got back quickly with that food. We want you to email us your photo of the day to news@WRTV.com. Hungry, ready for some grub.
And Mark, let me show you this downpour on the north side of Indy. Oh, say between the state fairgrounds up Binford to the northeast. And then what will happen? That will drift into Hamilton County. There's also that downpour just north of Lafayette. Mark?
See you back here at 7.